Hey everyone. So I wanted to talk to you today about your rhetorical analysis major grade essay and how to go about doing that. So the first thing you want to do is get on your Schoology page, and here's our Schoology page, and then you click on Unit 1, and then you have this black folder that says Rhetorical Analysis Major Grade Materials. Now you can find all of this exact same folder in this week's week 3, which is not up here yet, but you can see this same folder in the week 3 folder as well, but it's also right here. Anyway, so I'm going to click on this. And then here, what you have here is you have the instructions, which I'll open up in just a minute. Then part of this assignment is going to require you to create a Works Cited page. And so I've created it for you, which we'll talk about in just a minute. And then just on the off chance that the link that I've provided doesn't work, you can click right here and read the article without the link. And then here's an example essay. Now this example essay doesn't have a Kairos paragraph, so just keep that in mind when you're doing yours. Okay, so I'm going to click on the assignment. And in the assignment, here's the link. And I'll go ahead and click on that. And here's the article. Okay. It's called The Least Politically Prejudiced Place in America. And what you're basically, and I'm not going to read all of this to you, you can read it, but basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be identifying the ethos, pathos, logos, and kairos in the article. And throughout this week, we'll be practicing how to do this with a couple of other articles. So by the end of this week, you should be easily able to do this. So basically, the first thing you want to do is read her article, and then you want to identify her claim. What is the point that she's trying to make? What is her purpose? Okay, that's her claim. That's the position that she's taking. And then you're going to look for examples of logos, ethos, pathos, and kairos. Now, I didn't put a number on the amount of examples that you need, but 2 or 3 per each appeal would be a good idea. So basically, you're going to identify the author's claim. Then you're going to identify examples of the 4 appeals. And then you're going to point to whether or not those examples of the 4 appeals in her article help or hurt her overall claim. Is her claim strengthened by the use of these appeals, or does she not do a good enough job with these appeals? So you're basically evaluating, is this article effective in getting its claim across based on the measuring stick of those 4 appeals? And again, I'm going to refer you back to the examples that we'll be talking about later on this week, okay, to help you with that. So a basic outline for this paper. So this paper is MLA formatting, 12-point font, Times New Roman, double space, and it's going to be at least 3 pages. Okay, try to keep it under 7, so somewhere between 3 and 7 pages. Okay. If you're doing this right, the sweet spot is 4 or 5 pages. Okay. So you're going to have your intro paragraph, and in your intro paragraph, you're going to have your a hook, something to draw my attention. Refer back to your notes on hooks. You're going to have some context. What is the point of this paper? What is the point of this topic, I should say? And then you're going to have the your claim. Now, your claim is going to be whether or not the author succeeded or failed in her claim based on the 4 appeals. So you're going to say something like, the author's claim that dogs are better than cats is sufficiently demonstrated throughout this paper through the use of strong ethos and logos, decent pathos, but mediocre kairos. or something like that. Okay, that's your intro, and that's your thesis at the end of your intro. Then you're going to have a summary paragraph where you're going to briefly summarize what is this article about. If I had never read this article, how could you describe it to me? Look back at your notes on summaries. Then you're going to have 4 body paragraphs. You're going to have a body paragraph for ethos, kairos, logos, and pathos, or whatever order you want to put them in. And in each one of those paragraphs, you're going to have evidence from the article that demonstrates that appeal. And then you're going to explain how those pieces of evidence are strong examples or weak examples, and whether or not the use of that appeal is done well in that paper, in that essay. Then at the end, you're going to have a conclusion. And in your conclusion, you're going to wrap up your thoughts. You're going to give me basically your overall opinion of the overall effectiveness of this paper, of her article, based on the 4 appeals. And you're going to give me some sort of closing hook, if you will, and look back at your examples on conclusions for how to conclude a paper. And then on the very next page, you're going to have a works cited page. Now, you're only using this one article, so you only need one entry for your works cited page. And for this first paper, I've gone ahead and given it to you. So basically right here where it says Ripley, Amanda, you're going to copy and paste this whole thing right here. Do not copy and paste what's in red. Do not copy and paste this. Okay, you're just going to put works cited and then copy and paste this. And then you're going to put it on, turn it in when you are done. So again, you have an example paper that doesn't have kairos, but it'll give you a good idea. You have a link to the article. I will also post a link directly to the website on here. I haven't put that on there yet, but I will. You also have a direct link to it in the instructions. Just click right here, what's in blue, and it'll open this up. Now, you should be warned that this website has kind of a counter on it, so you're only allowed to open this article so many times before it'll ask you to pay. I believe you get to open it 4 times a month or something like that. If that's the case, if you exceed that number of times, then just close out your browser, open it in a different browser, or clean out your cookies and your history, and then it'll open it again, and it should work. Okay. And that's pretty much it. Don't worry about star and watch. We'll talk about those on a later date. So anyway, that's your paper.